Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Up Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are back to continue our journey through Season 7 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, if you were with us last time, which actually, in our time, not when you're watching this, but in our time, the last episode just uploaded today. In that episode, Out of the Past, we saw Phil Coulson sort of working through a film noir kind of setup where he was trying to save the life of Daniel Sousa, and where we saw Deke get involved in some trouble that stemmed from him saving the life of Freddy in the 30s. So
Yes.
Now we're going to see, at the end of that episode, what happened, Heidi?
At the end of that episode, they went through another little time wave and hit the late 70s.
That's right, or the mid 70s, or wherever. We don't know where in the 70s they are. We just know that they're in the 70s. But Daniel Sousa is with them, so that's exciting.
Very exciting.
Glad that he is still alive. And also, what we did before we jump into the new episode, we also had a little bit of an explanation about May and why she's been acting strangely. Yeah.
So kind of interesting.
I looked at you like I thought you were going to explain what we learned, and you just...
We learned that May is experiencing some empath abilities from whoever she touches. She's feeling their emotion, except like intensified. So
right.
Interesting. And I'm like, all this time I'm wondering how on this planet did they actually heal May at the end of everything? I mean, a healing pod is a really nice sort of catch-all for writing, but really what's happened to her? So I guess we'll find out.
Well,
hopefully.
it sounds like it didn't happen to her in the healing pod. It happened to her in the other universe, the dimension that she was in. Whether the healing pod exacerbated that or made it worse or something, we don't know that.
Or what they had to do to really bring her back to life.
But it's a very similar, just because we're thinking in terms of the MCU, it's very similar ability as what Mantis seems to have, where she can tap into someone's feelings, their truth. So,
but it's not at an expense to her own feelings, though. So that's the thing.
No, May seems to be having her feelings replaced with whatever feelings she's getting off of somebody
And then
else.
if she's not touching anyone, she's feeling nothing.
Right. So that's an interesting turn of events. We still don't have an answer as to why Yo-Yo can't yo-yo. But maybe that'll be in this episode. Who knows?
Gosh,
we may get
I
answers before the end
hope
of the
so.
season.
Although I like the interesting dichotomy. So, we got onto Daisy a lot about wanting to change the past, and Coulson and Mac did that. But they didn't really, the past remained, and what people thought about the past remained as it was. But
Which would not have happened had they shot Freddy.
Yeah.
That would have changed a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm interested to see. Clearly, some of our agents are having difficulty with keeping the status quo. I have a feeling that saving Sousa is going to be another notch in that argument, but we'll see how that goes. I have a feeling
it's still going to be something that's not only a source of discontent, but also like there may be some ramifications from that as well. So I guess we'll just see.
I'm just, I guess maybe I'm just a simplistic kind of guy, and I'll own that, but I'm the kind of person that if I've put my trust in people like Coulson and Mac, and they've never let me down in their sort of pursuit of what's right or whatever, I wouldn't have any reason to doubt them or to question their decision-making in this moment. So I'm not sure why that's happening, but I'll ride with it and see where we go for sure. One thing that I'm very interested in is, we still have Enoch lost in the past, so we'll see if he pops up again here in the 70s. He's kind of relegated to playing phone operator in that last episode.
And we were actually watching some other reactors to that previous episode, and somebody else mentioned that Deke sounded so happy to hear Enoch, and I was like, you know what, that's right, Deke probably would have spoken to him just a little bit longer, but Enoch was like just so over it, and he's like, yeah, I'll connect you, whatever. So,
right.
Poor guy.
We still have not seen, by the way, this is going to be episode 5, called Trout in the Milk, I believe.
Gross.
And
also,
yes, middleman reference. We still have not seen Bobo. We're 5 episodes in, have not seen Fitz at all. So definitely hoping we see him.
If they just even do like a tag at the end, we know that he's alive because Gemma says so. However,
Right. I would hope that we wouldn't end the season where he's only like this little much of the season.
Yeah, no, I really hope that we see like a little tag to see where he is and what's happening with him, and then we can kind of pick up his little thread line and how it kind of weaves into everyone else's stories. That's what I'm hoping for. Writers, don't let me down.
But now we've kept you waiting long enough, so we're about to dive into this episode. Before we do, though, if this is the kind of content you like seeing from us, I think you know what to do.
Hit that thumbs up.
That's right. And consider subscribing to the channel. We're a tiny channel, but we're doing our best to get content out for you. This is not a full-time gig for us. We just do it because, honestly, we like these shows and we like, she and I sit when we have those rare moments where we have time off. We watch shows and talk about them anyway. So this was just a way to spend more time together and invite you in. So we're doing that. Everybody that climbs on board, we see those numbers climb one at a time. We appreciate every single one of you.
Thank you, everyone.
And we love talking to you in the comments. So when this is all over, jump down there and let us know what you thought of the episode. We'd be happy to talk to you down there. All right, we're going to jump in now. Here we go.
I love it.
Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I love it. Oh.
Starring Clark Gregg,
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Henry Simmons,
Shotgun X.
Hey, looking sharp.
Thanks.
Where's Agent Sousa?
He's still inside picking out his threads. How's he
Very,
handling
very bionic woman.
So the fact that he's not projectile vomiting from the shock is a miracle.
He looks the same.
What happened to blending in?
I just don't understand the functional appeal of those elephant pants. I'm here. No going back. Might as well dive in and embrace the 1970s. Starting now. I can't believe this old hideout is still running.
Did you ever stop by back in the day?
Once or twice. Only the top brass knew about it. Good place to lie low.
I don't think Freddie will be bothering you anymore, considering his funeral was 3 years ago.
Good riddance. Not that I was rooting for his death, but kind of.
Yeah, that. I have concerns.
Yeah, is she a Chronicom too?
Deep concerns.
I wondered about that in the first episode, and then I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, I wonder about May, too. Was she, like, kind of mechanical? I mean...
Not Enoch.
No.
A little drunk.
Yeah, she needs to stop touching drunk people.
Glad you're enjoying yourself. Oh. Any word on Enoch?
Oh, negative. I'm worried that it's more serious than we think. Also, I might be drunk.
Yeah. I think you might have discovered a new form of contact high.
Little Ricky?
If by Little Ricky you mean General Rick Stoner, then yes. He's top brass at S.H.I.E.L.D. You knew him?
Yeah. I remember when he was an enlistee. Poor kid couldn't tell a mag from a clip.
All right, thank you. Thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank all of you for being
There's that
here
tick
today.
crossover you were hoping
I
for.
love
I know
it.
that you are all excited to kick off S.H.I.E.L.D.'s next phase in global security. So please, welcome the man responsible, my boss and our friend, Wilfred Mallon.
What?
You're supposed to be dead, man.
Yeah, like 3 years ago. Oh, no.
S.H.I.E.L.D. will now be able to neutralize hostiles anywhere in the world before they pose a threat.
What?
Sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Sounds like Hydra's 40 years ahead of schedule.
I present to you Project Insight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And no Avengers to stop it. So, no Avengers.
No Nick Fury either.
Got a feeling it's the Chronicoms.
Yeah.
You sure? Or is that just a trout in the milk?
Ew.
Trout in the milk. Is that?
Nope.
Must be old-timey speak.
We call it circumstantial evidence, so yes, but I like it.
Pardon me, miss, but as a commanding officer, purchasing you an alcoholic beverage would be a violation of HR guidelines. However, If you need assistance, I would be happy to use my privilege to flag down a server.
Agent Chastity McBride, Deputy HR
Really?
Liaison, and
Really?
I find your professional decorum refreshing.
Thank you, Agent McBride. I've attended a number of seminars.
Good man, I can tell.
But insight is just the part that we know about. The guy's had 3 extra years. Who knows what else he's gotten into?
I mean, that's fair.
All of
Sure.
this looks different. These guys
Windowless
have been busy.
office.
Looks like they're rerouting power to something big.
Probably nothing good.
It's a list of targets for Insight.
It's mostly shield assets.
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Oh, wow.
Never heard of him.
That's because he's just a kid now, but in a few decades he becomes an Avenger.
What's that?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Who else? I
They'll
didn't
do
see
a
it
bad
all.
thing. Pick him off while he's still young.
Surrender now and we'll go easy on the rest of you.
Huh.
Counteroffer. Let us go and the kid walks.
You wouldn't. Nathaniel's got nothing to do with this.
He's a ripple. Doesn't belong here.
I'd hate to do something we'd all regret. So what's it gonna be?
So S.H.I.E.L.D. takes hostages now? Anything else you aren't telling me?
That.
Oh, yeah. I got superpowers.
I'll explain later. Let's go.
Please say Enoch. Yes, please?
Come with me if you want to continue to exist.
Come on.
That's great.
Yes, as I have been for the last 40 years. Now buckle up.
Sorry we left you behind. Thanks for the lift and sweet ride.
Thank you. Consumer Reports gave this vehicle a 5-star safety rating.
Can we drive?
And its fuel economy is best in class.
There we go.
Thank you. Was Consumer Reports around in the 70s?
I think so.
Okay.
If we move now, we can disable Insight before it's launch capable.
Guys, I think something's wrong.
They know we're coming, so we have to assume the lighthouse is fortified with a battalion.
Guys, is it supposed to do that?
Hey. No?
Simmons, what's happening?
How many hours do we really have? 20 seconds.
Tell me you can override it.
I'm trying, but something's messed with the algorithm. How is that possible?
Oh, they're jumping.
Chronocoms have changed plans. They're jumping early.
To when? Where are we going?
I don't know. I can't control it.
This is our only chance to stop Insight. We can't be on this ship.
No. No. Yo-yo.
Without you, I feel like I've been slipping. Was I supposed to know that we would jump? I keep forgetting.
Gemma Simmons, you are forgetting.
I'm getting confused. I'm not sure.
Have you told anyone else?
I'm afraid to.
So you're screwing with time, but you have no idea what you're doing.
Hey, back off. She's trying.
That's not good enough. You're playing with matches and burning the house down.
Leave her alone.
Not until I get some answers. Lives are at stake. I was taken out of my life for this.
Yeah, we all were.
We all were. How did you do that?
Check it out.
Wow.
You look okay for a guy who just aged 20 years.
The dominoes are already falling. Come on. The Chronocoms knew exactly how this was going to unfold. They let you think that you had a fighting chance.
T-minus 2 minutes to launch.
They were always 10 steps ahead.
Oh.
And even if you figure out what's going on, there's nothing you can do. Because the Chronocoms see everything. They see what you're going to do, and they know exactly.
Oh.
Oh.
They see that coming?
Are those prisoners?
My parents.
Oh, no.
Abort.
12, 11, 10. Abort! Abort!
sure.
Mac, this is our only chance.
Abort! Initiate countermeasures.
Mac, are you saying that?
I'm saying
Yes.
calm the damn missiles.
Yep.
Get it, get it. But now what does that do?
Direct hit. Missiles detonated on impact. Insight has been destroyed.
We just gave up our position.
White hair, round glasses, total Mein Kampf vibe. You can't miss him. No. No, Daniel Whitehall.
Oh.
Daniel. Cell block D. No, I don't want to see the old man. I just want his instructions. Detailed instructions. Yes, genius. I want them written down. He had a theory about transferring enhanced ability surgically.
Oh.
I'm going to find out if it works.
All right, and that was it for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to Trout in the Mill. Kaidi, your thoughts?
Wow. This was a great episode. Lots of surprises.
Including that disco intro we got.
Oh, that was so much fun. I am
Very bionic woman. Very
loving these like really good part of the day and age title pieces that we're getting. They're just fantastic.
Well, and extra fun for all the people that work on this show to get to do something
different
out of the wheelhouse for their final season.
Yeah,
very cool.
This is fantastic. Was not expecting that jump for sure, like that they were going to pop up 3 years from where they started.
Right.
And then just the other two big surprises. And I don't remember who Whitehall is. I'm sorry.
Daniel Whitehall was the guy that we saw. I want to say, I can be getting my seasons confused. I want to say season 2 or 3. He was a Hydra guy, wore the little glasses. I can't remember the actor's name. You would know him from Much Ado About Nothing, played the prince.
Oh, okay, sort of.
The king, I mean. Sorry.
Yeah, sort of.
That guy. And he was all about the Inhumans and all of that stuff. He was working with or messing with Daisy's father.
Okay. Sort of.
That season.
Sort of remember.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Definitely curious. So we know that Mac's family was in one of those cells, but I'm curious if that's what Yo-Yo saw or if she saw something else.
Yeah, I am.
We don't know that.
I am curious about that. Like, was it like just double insurance for the Chronicons to have Mac's parents there, and then have another 2 names to be like, or I'm, you know what, I'm willing to bet that it's not 2 separate sets of 2 people. I'm willing to bet it was them.
Now I'm wondering if, now go with me. This is completely conjecture on my part, so I may be an idiot here. Not the first time, but I'm wondering if the reason that Simmons has the little glowy thing on her neck is if, in fact, that's not our Simmons, but it's a Chronicom that, like Coulson, is filled with all of what makes Simmons, so that Simmons and Fitz did not have to be actually separated, but were removed from the game board, so that if things went out of control and somebody needed to step in to fix everything, they could think they have Simmons or whatever, but Fitz and Simmons are actually outside working on their own way to circumvent whatever the Chronicoms throw at them.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm willing to believe that as well. I'm willing to believe that this is some sort of replacement Simmons.
Except that May felt something from her. She did not feel something from Coulson.
This is true. Yeah, that's right. She was super giddy about that component piece.
Right.
So not a Chronicom, but perhaps, I don't know. Like, hard to say, but she's definitely not all Simmons.
Right. Something's going on there. Definitely curious about that. Not sad to see Freddie Mallet go. He outlived his welcome.
but here's something. Now, we've been not complaining, but we've been noticing that, like, everyone's kind of, like, not quite themselves. Like, so we know for sure Coulson is not himself. Daisy's not making decisions like we would have expected her over the course of time. May is not right. Yo-Yo's not right. Now we're seeing Simmons is not right. What's happening?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just kind of like, is this, like, maybe this is the timeline that had to be to fix everything to get to our timeline, so everyone's just off.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're getting progressively off because they're jumping.
We're also dealing with a show in which the framework exists.
Oh, gosh.
So could this be happening?
Like a simulation.
Could they have jacked the Chronicoms that came for them into the simulation to predict their moves or to learn what moves they would take?
Yeah, like is this a simulation?
Or whatever. Yeah, and I'm, the other thing that's interesting to me is that they have the Chronicoms have the woman that's predicting things, but she's the only one.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with that too. How is she basically a psychic? How do they have one of those? Like how does she know all these things?
There's still a lot of questions hanging there. Now we're only 5 episodes in the season.
I still haven't checked to see how many episodes are in this season. I'm such a bad fan.
I think more than 5 is fair to say.
Definitely, but I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's more than 8. Possibly more than 12.
Yeah, we'll have to check. I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll check. If you know, you can let us know in the comments down below. We'd appreciate that.
Sorry, we're terrible fans for not checking that out.
What do you think about what's going on with our favorite characters this season? Lots of new developments, lots of things changing, including Deke shooting Freddy today.
Well, bet you didn't see that coming.
Right, and that particular line as well. Cool to see.
Come with me if you want to continue to exist. I love it.
Yeah, and Patrick Warburton being in this was sweet. That was very cool.
Love
cool
him.
way to pay off a little tiny thing from way back.
I know, but love him. Fantastic.
Yeah, and then we're finding out that May's empathic ability is coming in a little bit handy in some of these situations. But yeah, I'm definitely curious. So let us know what you think about kind of the changes that the characters are undergoing. I'm curious about what's going to happen to Sousa. I'm curious if he's going to get off at this stop, and maybe it's his kid that we see in Avengers. But I'm definitely curious about what decision he's going to make from here on out. Clearly, he has some issues with the way S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing things in the present, and just modernity itself, which you would. I mean, it would be hard. Not everybody is Steve Rogers and able to function. So,
it took him a couple of years to kind of catch up.
True. But yeah, I loved the scene with the cell phone just because that was such a simple way to blow his mind, and I love it. Yeah. So that was great. Anyway, any other thoughts before we go?
I love this episode. I feel, even though I'm left curious, wondering what's going on with our favorite characters and what's happening, I have just really loved how they've been unfolding everything and just kind of, embracing these period era things and just making it like you're well immersed in it. So it's fantastic.
Right. And now, if you appreciate content like this, of course, be sure and hit the thumbs up button. But the better solution is if you were watching along with us on YouTube and you were like, man, they didn't react to that one scene. I wanted to know what they thought about that. You can get our full reaction over on Patreon. The link will be in the description down below. It's $5, and it basically subscribes you to everything that we do. So you can pick and choose whatever you want to watch a full reaction to, including DC Universe's Stargirl and the BBC series Class. So now we mentioned in the last video that there's a little bit of a rivalry kind of going between our Stargirl audience and our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. audience.
Yeah,
and
we've noticed.
At the time, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the last episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was, episode 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was well behind where episode 4 of Stargirl was. And then Stargirl shot past it by like 30 views or something like that. Amazing. So make sure, if you're an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan and you want to see that number continue to climb, share that with friends, share it online, wherever you can. Even if it's just, as we've said, look at these two clowns react. Don't point at me when I say clown. Look at these two clowns, and we're always good material for mocking. You don't have to take us seriously because we don't. And just be sure and share. That really helps us as a channel get eyeballs on this channel. That's it for us. Until next time, folks. Bye.